Rightfully speaking.
Kuzungumza kihaki.
Kuzungumza kihaki.
Kuzungumza kihaki.
Haki kwa wote, kila wakati.
Hello viewers, welcome to today's episode of Rightfully Speaking. My name is Mau. In today's episode, we are looking at the rights of Indigenous people, and we'll be answering some of the questions that have been raised on several occasions, like who are Indigenous people, who are some of these communities that identify as Indigenous, and we will also be looking at a case study of the Yaku community, who are principally resident around Mukogodo Forest within Laikipia County.
Hapa mahali tunaishi ndani ya forest, lakini tunaishi tu kwa shida, kwa sababu tunaweza tolewa kila wakati. Tunaambiwa na serikali kila wakati mtatoka kwa forest. Forest imekuwa ya serikali. Sasa tunakaa tu tukiongojea tu, tukiambiwa mtoke tunatoka kwa wakati yote. Hii forest yetu ndio tunakulia chakula, madawa ya kienyeji, mali hata ya kuombea Mungu iko ndani ya hii forest. Wayaku ilikuwa ni klani 4 tu: Orondi, Sialo, Donyolosos na Luno. Na kati ya hiyo klani 4, kila mtu anaishi kwa mlima yake. Sasa wakati serikali ilikuja wakakata ikuwe forest, hatuna mali ya kuishi. Mali yote imeshukuliwa na serikali. Sisi kama Yaku tulikuwa tunakula asali, hiyo ndio chakula yetu, na matunda ya msitu. Lakini tangu tutolewe sasa, hatuna hiyo haki ya kutumia hiyo vitu sana sana.
In Kenya, we have got communities who are indigenous that fall among the pastoral groups. We have got the hunter-gatherer group. We have the fisher folks. And just to give you an examples in each one of them, for the hunter-gatherers, we have the people like the Ogiek. We have some communities like Bajuni in the coastal region, and among some of the Mijikenda communities, hunter-gatherers, we have the, I think, Sakuye. But others, I just give you 2-3 examples. And then we have the pastoral and nomadic communities. We have the Chamus as a good example where I come from. We have the Turkana, we have the Pokots. I can give the Nyala community as an example of the of the fisher folks that we have in this country. There are key major challenges Indigenous people are facing. One, they are being marginalized. Their decisions don't count. No political party has taken them on board and given them a space. They also face the challenge of being assimilated by other communities. They are losing their language, they are losing their identity, they are losing their territories.
Kitambo wakati sisi tulikuwa kwa hii msitu, ilikuwa ni sisi wenyewe tu, lakini watu wengine walikuja na sisi tulikuwa wachache, watu walitusingira mpaka tukatoka kwa msitu, tukachanganyana na hawa, tukaanza kuongea ile lugha yao, tukaoa wasichana yao, tena hao wakaoa yetu, lugha ikapotelea hapo. Wakati wababu walikufa, sasa walituacha tukiwa wadogo, hatujapata mtu yenye ametuonyesha nini maneno ya kuongea hiyo lugha. Lakini kwa saa hii tunaona tu lugha itasarudi. Kuna mababu yenye imebaki na ndio wanaonyesha watoto yao njia. Sasa tutashika sisi sote kama watu wa Jaku, lugha itarudi.
Risin ila nuka metogoro. Atoki? Risin ila nuka metogoro. Keju kelege. Kelege. Lo kimoji tejo segeli. Segeli. Mkatoshokote.
Despite the challenges and assimilation of Indigenous people by the dominant communities around them, some communities have been keen in preserving their culture and their language. We managed to attend one of the cultural ceremonies by the Yaku people, where we got first-hand experience of them learning their language, and we saw young children practicing songs and having traditional dances in the Yakunte language.
I'm Juliana Loshiro, and I'm a Yaku language volunteer teacher. I decided to do this. This is because I got the traditional knowledge and also the language. I learned it when I was young. My grandfather taught me the language in a hard way. In which way? If you'll not get the 10 words, you'll not have your supper. So it happened that from that time, I got like, I've learned it in the hard way. So if he have taught me, so I'm like, I'll come back and give to the community.
As a community that historically practiced beekeeping, the Yaku community have had a botanical garden from where they get white honey, which is very rare, and from the proceeds of the sale, they support learning of the Yakunte language.
We see that the young generation are the only people who can learn the language easily and they can pass it to the next generation. So we are working with them and we are really amazed and really grateful that now we can fluently speak the language.
Currently, the Yaku community entails of 10,000 people, and the population that speaks the Yaku language, it's a bit less, but at least we are working on it.
As a commission, we receive complaints from all members of the public, including Indigenous people. We've documented their complaints and the concerns that they've raised. One of the key concerns that the Indigenous people have been raising is the question of recognition as communities in respect of their self-identity. We've also documented concerns around eviction, and the Indigenous communities have informed the Commission that land is much more than just the land mass to them, because it facilitates them to enjoy a number of other rights, including the right to practice their religion, the right to enjoy their culture. The communities have also complained around representation, and their concern is that they are not adequately represented, whether it's politically, whether it's in elective seats, or even in formal employment, both at national and county governments. Because of their low numbers, they are not able to marshal support and win a political seat in most of the places.
What is wrong with Baringo having a negotiated democracy so that the Chamus community, despite of their numbers, they get at least one seat? I think that one is the highest violation of human rights and the highest violation of our constitution.
There is no specific legislation or mechanism or laws or procedures that are in place targeting Indigenous people.
Kenya has never accepted, not anywhere, no written about Indigenous. Why they come closer to
marginalized communities. And from that marginalized community, the provision in Kenya Constitution, I think Article 56, talks about putting in place some laws or legislation to bring these people into the mainstream of others in terms of employment, in terms of education, in terms of security.
Tungependa pia kueleza serikali wasitutoe katika msitu yetu, kwa sababu maisha ya Yaku inategemea sana msitu. Ndio sisi tupate dawa tunategemea msitu. ndio sisi tupate chakula kama asali ambayo yenye imepatikana kwa Kenya kwamba ni asali ambayo haipatikani sana sana katika dunia, tunapata kutokana na msitu yetu. Sasa sisi tunaona kama Wayaku tukitolewa nje ya hii msitu yetu tutaangamia kama Wayaku kwa sababu tamaduni zetu zitaisha.
Kwa hiyo miaka yote tumekaa kama nchi ambayo iko na uhuru, hatujawahi tambuliwa kama jamii ya Yaku. Sisi tumekaa bila kodi yote, sisi ni wale watu wanaitwa others.
The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights recognizes the steps that have been taken by the Kenya government in recognizing the promotion and protection of human rights of indigenous communities. However, two very key outstanding rulings by the African Court on the indigenous peoples of the Ogiek community and that of the Endorois by the African Commission have not been honored by the government of Kenya. Therefore, the Commission calls on the government of Kenya to honor those court rulings and implement the rulings. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has also done programs on the promotion and protection of the rights of indigenous communities in Kenya. In 2024, the month of July and August, the Commission has embarked on a comprehensive public inquiry onto the rights of indigenous communities and their enjoyment of human rights in relation to businesses that operate within their areas of residences across the Republic of Kenya. And the recommendations that will come out of this will inform the legislative and the policy discussions in the country. And the Commission will continuously follow and ensure that the rights of the indigenous communities in Kenya are protected as enshrined in the international law. As we mark the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples on the 9th of August 2024, I take this opportunity to wish the indigenous people in the world a happy International Day.